and Claudia. Roberta, Razan, and to Karen's, Emily and Anderson, Gracias, Kenya, Isabel and Peggy, Merci beaucoup to all my teachers for your wisdom and belief in me. My current attitude is one of gratitude. My current attitude is one of gratitude. So many blessings have come my way. My current attitude ever manifesting friends and angels with me every day. My current attitude is one of gratitude. So many blessings have come my way. As I create manifesting friends and angels with me every day. My current attitude is one of gratitude. So many blessings have come my way.
call me. Girl, you gonna thank when you hear this. You gonna thank. Bye.
welcome to the 2021 Three Arts Awards celebration. Please join me in applauding all of the contributors you've just seen on screen for their generous year-round support of Three Arts and Chicago artists. Tonight, we're celebrating all Chicago artists who lend their brilliance to our city. I'm Kimberly Manuel Dickens, a member of the Three Arts Board of Directors and one of the co-chairs of tonight's event. 2 years ago, this event was my introduction to Three Arts and was why I fell in love with the organization's mission. I'm coming to you from the South Loop neighborhood, the place that my family and I have called home for the past 15 years. Tonight is the culmination of a whole year, and what a year it has been, in which Three Arts has distributed more than $1 million to artists. Because we believe strongly in sharing our resources as much as possible, this year we will be splitting any and all donations made tonight with another admired arts organization, Free Street Theater. Free Street supports teaching artists and theater artists of all ages. And as you'll soon come to realize as the evening unfolds, we are uplifting the voices of teaching artists all across Chicago who connect with communities and help show us the value of art in all our lives. Our event is fully accessible and features American Sign Language interpretation, open captioning, and an opportunity to access an audio described version. For all of you joining us on YouTube, you'll notice we have a chat stream off to the right. Please use that to share your cheers and shout outs. You also have the option to turn off the chat entirely if you want to focus on the program. Let me just cut to the chase here because we're ready to get rolling. I want you to know that tonight, Three Arts will be unveiling names of 134 awardees, the largest number of award recipients in a single year. They are brilliant women artists, artists of color, and deaf and disabled artists working in every corner of our city. I'm so pleased to present the first of 3 world premieres showcased during our celebration. This one by past Three Arts awardee Santiago X to honor the ancestral lands of the place we now call Chicago.
Earth, water, sky, people, reciprocity. Bojo, Julie Indigenous, Mishike Ndodem, Bodwe Watmiandao, Pokagan Van Independaguas, Ngot Watsomtene, Insich, Nyao, and Ditsapongas. My mother was Isabel Williams. Her mother was Catherine Williams. And Catherine's mother was Julia Pokagan, I'm her namesake. Julia's the granddaughter of Simon Pokagan. Simon was one of our significant leaders, and Simon's father was Leopold. My uncle actually gave me my native name, Nishkan Girokwe, which means angry cloud woman. I would like Chicagoans to think about their connection to the land, how they connect to place. That place has a history much deeper than this century or the Industrial Revolution or the waves of immigrants that ultimately displaced Indigenous people who were here for millennia. I would like Chicagoans to imagine the land beneath the structures in their natural state. Listen and learn the truth, acknowledge the truth, and act on those truths. And allow us the space to teach you what you never learned. The land acknowledgements that are being created by a lot of institutions now are important, but the acknowledgement should lead to action. Zhegagoynak is Potawatomi land. It was and will always be Potawatomi land. Doesn't mean it's ours alone, it's everyone's, but this is our homeland. We still are here. We'll always be here. We will always be tied to our homelands. Our blood is in the soil, and it's sacred ground. It's all sacred ground. There's a term, Ako Bejigin, and the meaning behind that is one who is tied through generations. We took care of the land took care of us. it perpetuates life. And if you destroy that land, you destroy life. The land and the water and all the elements in our solar system, everything that keeps us alive, we need to protect these things, or humanity won't survive. The earth will always survive, but the people on earth won't survive if we keep in this trajectory that we're on. We're in a situation now where it's very dire because of what man has done to the environment. There are ways to take care of the land, and Indigenous people can show the way in ways that will preserve it for future generations. Earth, water, sky, people, reciprocity.
Wow, what an amazing and powerful grounding for tonight's celebration. Thank you, X. Hello, everyone. My name is Ivelisse Estrada. I'm a past 3 Arts awardee. I'm part of the 3 Arts Artist Council. Shout outs to my fellow council members. And I'm also co-chairing tonight's event. I'm coming to you from Washington Park neighborhood, where we are inviting people across Chicago neighborhoods to make art with us as a way to amplify their stories, to remember their legacies, and to use art as a tool. I received my award in 2016 as a teaching artist. It came at just the right time, where I was coming up with a project that would take me across the country to places like Nebraska, Missouri, Iowa, Vermont, Michigan, and I got to meet some amazing people along the way. Tonight I'm here to introduce Make a Wave, an artist-to-artist giving program where 3 Arts awardees, like myself, get the honor to select artists creating an impact in our region. So when I got my award, that was really, really great. But the opportunity to select another artist that is making an impact, well, that's just amazing. But what we're doing tonight is going beyond that, because I'm here to announce a one-time huge surprise for the Make a Wave program. It's the biggest Make a Wave in 3 Arts history, being generously supported by the Joyce Foundation. This time, we've asked every 3 Arts awardee since 2008 to pick another artist that will receive this special $4,000 grant. Let's take a moment for that to sink in on the impact that this will create on so many artists. And now, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to the 121 artists. Yes, you heard that right. 121 artists that will be receiving this award for the waves that they make across our neighborhoods and across our city. Please join me in applauding them on screen now.
What a fantastic evening. Oh my goodness, so much to be excited about. I was one of you just last year, and I know what this award means to the artist community. It has really sustained me in ways that I cannot even express. I am coming to you from my neighborhood, historic Pullman, located on the south side of Chicago, and I could not be more excited to share with you this song I wrote called Slow Life, about ditching the run-of-the-mill and just living a more authentic life out loud, full of the things that we enjoy, my family, cooking for friends, and just spending time with my loved ones. I am so happy to share this world premiere with you tonight. This is dedicated to all of the artists out there who are just trying to find their way back home. I hope you enjoy. Take care.
On a stormy Monday morning, the number 8 is late again. Folks all around on the bus, blank staring, with the look in their eyes saying, here we go again. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness is all I'm fighting for. When I overcome all the voices in my head telling me this is where I belong, I just gotta find my way back home. I want the sunshine again, yeah. Flashing lights and fancy cars, no more. Slow life's what I wanted. Slow life's what I needed. Oh yeah. Spend my last on a one-way ticket. Should've got it a long time ago. Better late than never. I hope I still got time. Wanna catch it before the door closes. Ooh, the stars in the sky, they led me back to you. A pitch black night, but I see clear. I just gotta find my way back home. I want the sunshine again, yeah, yeah. Flashing lights and fancy cars, no more. Slow life's what I wanted. Slow life's what I needed, yeah, yeah, yeah. Slow life, slow, 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 yeah. Slow, baby. I just gotta find my way back home. I want the sunshine again, yeah, yeah. Flashing lights and fancy cars, no more. Slow life's what I wanted, yeah. Slow life's what I needed, yeah, yeah, yeah. Slow life's what I wanted. Slow life is you, 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 you. I just gotta find my way back home.
Thank you, Megan, for sharing your stunning voice with us and for teaming up with Raphael Nash and everyone at Endangered Peace Productions to take us home. Hi, I'm Esther Grimm, the Executive Director of 3 Arts, and I'm coming to you from my own home turf in Chicago's Uptown neighborhood. It is a joy to be here with you to introduce the 2021 3 Arts Awards recipients. In so many ways, these awards are home base for our organization. Our first program 14 years ago and our anchor program still to this day. Through the 3 Arts Awards, we honor 10 artists each year whose guts, hearts, and soaring spirits lift this city and everywhere else they go to new heights. They have been selected in a process involving 35 local anonymous nominators and 5 national jury panels to receive $30,000 no strings attached awards. These awards come with multi-layered career-spanning support, including our newest program, 3ER, 3 Arts Emergency Response, grants that cover unexpected pressing needs artists may face along the way, and we've given 150 of those out this year. They also come with residency fellowships, project funding, professional development, and well, you get the drift. And if you don't, or you just want to learn more, check out our website. I have to tell you, after 14 years of introducing each new group of awardees, this part just never gets old. It is still a thrill to say, welcome to 3 Arts, and here they are, the 2021 3 Arts Award recipients.
I was going to a ballet class. I was coming back in my car and the phone rang. I checked my phone and there was a 312 number.
I just answered the phone. I was like, whose number is this?
I usually don't pick up for strange numbers.
And I was like, hello? And they're like, hello.
They're like, hey, this is such and such for 3 Arts. You got a minute? I'm like, yeah, I got a minute.
She asked me if I was sitting down. And I was like, yes, I am sitting down.
Esther identified herself. And then she said she was from 3 Arts. I'm like, wow.
You're the recipient of the 2021 3 Arts Award. Okay.
Hey, you won the 3 Arts Award.
And frankly, I nearly peed my pants because I was so excited.
Not what I was expecting, like, at all.
I was shocked, surprised, ecstatic.
Really surprising. I was kind of in shock.
You kind of want to scream, and I think what I really said is, can I call my mother?
Then I said, what the? And I didn't say the F word, because I was like, had my granny and my mama in my head. I was like, oh, don't say that word. And that was the conversation, and then I got back to work.
When I got that nomination, I wasn't gonna do it.
I was at one of the lowest points I've been at.
I was actually in a little bit of a funk.
And even though I know, reapply, I was really burned out. But I did my application this year.
I shall not give up, but I'm grateful. It was just a perfect counterbalance from what I was going through at that moment.
May you be aware of your purpose, be able to carry it through.
Charles Poppin' Chuck Bledsoe, dancer and visual artist. I create stories with my body. I create illusions with my form. It's physical poetry. What it's called popping, tensing your muscles to the beat of the music, is more about taking you someplace creatively. Like, you're gonna see that my body can do things you never thought the human body could do. Locking, which has a lot to do with extending your arms and legs in certain grooves, kind of mixed in with acrobatics. You have to have character to do the dance. You can't just do it with a blank look on your face or an angry look. It's a happy dance. And we try to bring the audience into what we're doing. That's what the dance is about, sharing our energy and bringing people into that happy place. That's what locking is about. I've been doing this a long time. I've been teaching, I've been instructing, I've been performing. It takes thousands of hours to learn how to do these movements, so it is a discipline. I mainly want kids to see it, because if they see their teacher inspired by dance, now give them hope to be like, well, if he can do a show, I can do a show. It's one thing when people say, oh, you can dance real good. Oh, you're cool. And it's another thing for somebody to say, here's something that can help you to develop what you have in your mind, your vision. I like that.
Lillian Brown, director. My primary job is to build worlds that you come and experience for a short time live.
I know it's still lights anyway.
So I'm from Chicago. I'm from the South Side. I grew up in, classical ballet, all of that. Then got into musical theater in college, and dance was sort of my ticket in. I sort of learned to sing on the way, and then had to learn to act on the way as well. And And as a Black woman focused on musical theater in the 90s, well, there was nothing. And yet I worked because I was always the only Black person in the show. And then once in a while, there'd be something that needed a couple of Black people. That had me kind of sitting in the back going like, why? Eventually, I was like, well, what are you going to do about it, Brown? So that's how I started directing. As for what I'm bringing, my perspective is, I love musicals, but I love comedy, but also I am a woman and I am Black. So all of these things combine in a really me kind of way. If there's a show where like a Black lady kind of wilds out or does something super violent or crazy and she sings about it, I've probably done it. But it's my job to interpret the work. I don't seek to change it in any way. It's about like, how do we make it live? How do we make it sing? How do we put it in a physical space in the world so that people can see what's in here? That's the exciting part. And that is how I feel witnessed in the world.
Caitlin Edwards, creator, violinist, musician, composer. I believe that music feeds the soul, is a spiritual experience, and that's what the music I play, does for me. I'm a classically trained violinist. I was brought up in the gospel tradition and also brought up around jazz musicians. I've always sought to incorporate that with my classical training. I create my own music that combines the music that, makes me whole. I grew with the violin. It almost feels like it's a part of my body. Feeling the vibrations of the instrument, I feel like I can really sing and express all the emotions when I play, and I have the creative freedom to do so. I'm also trying to bring about some sort of healing. The song could be, emoting anger, but through that anger, there's still a force of healing that happens when you listen to music. And ultimately, when my listeners, when they listen, I want them to feel the passion that's coming from me. And whatever energy that's driving me to perform, I want them to feel that and take that away.
Andres L. Hernandez, artist, designer, and educator. I call myself an artist, designer, and educator because I do think those three bases of working are really critical to my practice. I didn't go to school for art, went to school for architecture, which is, closely aligned but not the same. Coming out of architecture school, I didn't really consider myself an artist. I was doing other types of work, helping communities. Even though I wasn't working in a firm anymore as an architect, I still have been very interested in space and the politics of space, particularly in this city. Ultimately, my pathway after undergrad actually sort of aligned. It's the work that I was doing as a community sort of advocate, a youth advocate, and then this sort of spatial impulse around the urban environment. So having said all of that, my work is interdisciplinary in nature, something from more of a kind of traditional sculpture, drawings, performances, and it could also be through writing. It's about what medium makes sense in this moment for this particular question you may have around the subject. Do I have the sort of autonomy and space in terms of my inquiry to find a creative product to address these issues or raise these questions? What I'm designing is provisional. What I mean by that, it's never a finished product. It's more of a suggestion. It's about to say something. It's loose enough where people can enter into it, enter with it. What I'm designing is interactive. It's meant to be sat on with others as to create a forum, right? To create a space for dialogue.
Emily Hooper Lansana, storyteller, community builder. There are stories everywhere, every day, and there are all sorts of ways to find them.
My brother plays the guitar. He's an amazing guitar player. My sister
I'm deeply interested in sharing stories that are empowering. I am particularly interested in stories that celebrate the people of the African diaspora and that celebrate women. As an artist, in terms of my performance, I'm most excited when I can get on stage and tell a story that I think an audience might not otherwise hear, to share something that is empowering and transformative. As a teaching artist, I get excited when I see people open up and feel empowered, and to sort of recognize that the voicing of their experience really matters. So whether that's working with a group of young people and helping them to tell stories in the form of poetry, elders and helping them to reflect back on experiences from their childhood, I am excited about how I can help people to say the story out loud and then say the story out loud again in a way that it might be most well received by an audience, but that might also help the person who's speaking feel stronger in the way that they say it.
Andres Lamuspant, teaching artist. I really enjoy working with young people. I think teaching is the way I enjoy doing that, because I enjoy doing that in sort of a playful way. And I feel like putting those two together has felt really good. For me, like, art is like the catch-all. It allows me to put anything in there, any sort of playful exploration that we want. No right answer approach is very much what I'm drawn to with art. You have life experiences, you have ideas, you have weird things you're interested in, and art is like the way to try and learn more about those things. It's super sweet to be with a kindergartner who's existing in this system of education that's about behavior and like discipline, and it's about like controlling their bodies and controlling what they do and when they do it. In a lot of ways, like, my teaching is giving students permission to just try things. When I'm doing my workshops in public space, because in a completely different way, like, public space is policed, I don't have to tell them, don't do that. Like, go ahead and do it, and then you'll realize, well, you probably shouldn't have done that. I see the teaching work I do as a form of mentorship. I do feel like the programs that I've been working with those kids have meant a lot to them. And often it's been the same kids as they've been getting older. I've been working more with them. Having someone to talk to and having someone who is there to like accept you, I think that's super important.
Kat Mahari, artist, Black being. Things first hit me via movement. Whether it's a social critique, an aesthetic inflection, something that really catches my eye about what I am internally dealing with. And I do it from a social, political, aesthetic, liberationist context rooted in Black culture, primarily Black street dance. I'm a movement artist, someone who really researches and tries to experiment, explore the in-between of your internal home, your psyche, your emotions, and the outer environment, structurally, culturally, community, locally, nationally, globally. It's not a back and forth. It's this constant intertwining that I'm like consistently reflecting upon and just being interested by. When I'm in a process, I just let it guide me. It will tell me where I need to grow, what I need to let go of, and it will show me that through my relationship with my collaborators, via my relationship with my own life. If I'm struggling to put food on the table, or if I had a bad day, and I'm still dealing with this process, that process is going to show me how it's reflecting in my actual life. So I'm never not delving into it. Honestly, the process will show you what needs to happen, what you've actually learned. It's about learning your lessons. So sometimes we have to learn how to learn a lesson.
Shanta Nurullah, musician and storyteller. Before I go on stage, I pray that we might touch somebody, lift somebody's spirits, that we might give somebody hope. With the music, it's the lifting up. My instrument, my love, is the sitar. I was recruited to go to college. Socially, it was difficult, and it was a real strange experience. So I spent all of sophomore year trying to figure out how to get away from college. I applied for the India program, got accepted. A few months later, I ended up halfway across the world. A week into it, I heard this instrument, and instantly I fell in love. And the love affair has continued. 50 years later, I'm still playing the sitar. People expect a sitarist to play Indian classical music, but I have found how I could use the instrument to play me. It opened up black music, a perfect way for me to express African American musical forms such as spirituals, the blues, and jazz. You can bend the strings. You can get moans out of it. You can make it tremor. It expresses my heart. It expresses my soul.
David Rhee, theater artist. The idea of being a minority in this business. There's a big placard over your head, and it's making a social and political statement. Early in my career, I had 2 major theater companies, and they said, "We know you're here, we just don't know what to do with you." And I asked them point blank, "Is it because I'm Asian?" And both of them, on separate occasions, said yes. If I'm a bad actor, I can work at that. If I'm a bad dancer, I can work at that. To be told, no, it's because of something that is, you cannot change. I didn't know what to do with that information. So I took a class for playwriting, fell in love with it. All of a sudden, the phenomenon of Hamilton happened. And all of a sudden, those theater companies that were telling me, "We don't know what to do with you," all of a sudden knew what to do with me. And there was a part of me that was thinking, this is great, but what happens when we're no longer a thing? So I said, let's be the people in power. Let's create a theater company where we're telling our stories, changing the narrative, and shattering the false constructs. The bottom line for me is the Asian experience in America. It's rich. I'm looking for everything about our experience in this country. That's not just your normal, we immigrated here, we came from nothing. That needs to be told, but there's so much more than that. So that's the motive behind why I need to tell stories. It's really reclaiming our stories and showing us in a 3-dimensional way.
Derek Woods Morrow, multimedia installation artist and filmmaker. I'm oftentimes connecting like my childhood sense of freedom and being queer and like questions of the South with like wherever I am in the world. It's a lot about trying to sort of connect the threads to my adulthood self. I'm consumed with like the body. My practice also really wants to talk about sex and desire and not just like the topical issues of like Black queer identity. That's really important to consider when like the codified language is like Black queer identity this, Black queer identity that. I'm like, well, like Black people have sex. Like Black people also like can be professors, and they can also like have really thoughtful conversations and like be completely invested in their community. I don't feel like beholden to a medium, but more to like a way of experiencing the world or trying to convey like a message through the work. It can be interviews with Black queer folks. It can be making image lifts and like model prints. It can be photographs, or it can be thinking about installation and sculpture. I think I also try to foreground dialogue in the work. It's really important that we talk about the work. And so sometimes even the performances are just people talking in circles.
Although I found power in telling people what to do, that shit.
I think at the end of the day, if like I can sleep with myself and I feel like the work feels good in some type of way, like that's a success for me.
I don't really have words to describe how honored I am to receive this award. We live in a country where there is a great deal of inequity.
Until the world completely ends and we have a whole new society that is equitable, you don't have the ability to define phenomena in your world. Once the people get the power, then art itself becomes a different situation.
There are so many places where artists are devalued.
I've been out here for so long. I've been making music in Chicago for over 50 years. I've gotten overlooked a lot more than I've gotten looked at.
This is huge. This is the biggest thing that I've ever been awarded in my life.
I don't win a lot of awards or trophies or get a lot of recognition for what I do.
It just feels like a validation.
I never thought I'd be recognized for being a teaching artist, right? Like, I just didn't think that would ever happen.
What this does is it gives me time to develop the craft again, where I don't have to worry for a certain time. How am I gonna get food on my table?
Finally, somebody noticed me. And I'm just so grateful. And the money's good too.
$30,000 is amazing, but like the professional development and the connections, those opportunities really speak to me.
The wealth of resources that 3 Arts provides, the residencies and the funding, and also to be connected with all these amazing creatives and artists. I'm just really excited to be part of this organization, this family.
On your roster of 3 Arts awardees, there are many of them that I see as mentors or people I look up to.
I've been doing it so long, it's like, wow, somebody finally recognizes what I do as something that's honorable and is creative, and they're willing to support my vision.
I imagine that my artistry will be so much more because of having entered this community.
Gave you your life for a purpose. It's those that you came here to do. May you be aware of your purpose. Be able to carry it through.
Congratulations, awardee. Woo! Money, money, money. Woo! Money. I know the excitement right here representing 2019, one of the awardees. Your life is about to change. It's about to get exciting. Your force is about to go full force. Mi gente, congratulations, y'all. Welcome to the 3 Arts family. Ow! Well, I am Ivelisse Diaz, and I am a bombera and educator. I'm a strong Puerto Rican woman, and I'm here building an amazing tradition, Afro-Puerto Rican tradition here in Chicago. All right, so Bomba is the oldest genre of Puerto Rico. It tells our stories. It literally keeps our ancestors alive. It keeps us remembering about our history. It's oral history. Without Bomba, you know, a lot of my people, right, we would not know what our story is about, right? Bomba is traditional music. It's a couples dance. You know, our elders are always the ones forefront. It's beautiful, right? Skirts, right? Posture, right? The way we sing, right? And where's the history? In the song. This is music of resistance. And so this is music that lifts us from oppression, right? And the reason why this music even exists, because our enslaved ancestors, you know what I'm saying? Not everything is beautiful, but we have to accept who we are, right? Well, I started understanding Bomba when I was about 5 years old. Started dancing. I was always super hyper. And I started drumming around the age of 12, and I thought it was really dope that my uncle sat me down to drum because in that time I didn't see a lot of women drumming. And so that has instilled another chapter and revolutionary kind of act in Bomba, right? Where women are like, singing at 10. So by 13, 14, 15, I was already doing a little bit of everything. It's important to every Puerto Rican out here to make sure that this Bomba tradition is living and we're feeding into it and we're walking this with much respect, much love, paying it forward. My family has been doing amazing work in Chicago for over 40 years. It is the reason why Bomba exists here, because of their hard work and commitment and dedication to making sure that this community has Bomba alive. And here we are passing it down from generation to generation. And I'm really grateful to have a family that was there to instill all this beautifulness and all this, you know, pride that I have never seen in books. One of my biggest blessings in life and one of the biggest investments was founding and creating La Escuelita Bombera Corazón. We'll be 12 years old this year. Through La Escuelita Bombera Corazón, that's where I've been able to lead and teach people and be very inclusive in what it is to explore this journey of Bomba. I like to teach my own way. I like to keep it real. I like for folks to feel safe in processing things that are not so good about our history. La Escuelita has made me so happy. It really puts me out there to do the work, to actually have a voice. And as a woman too, as a Puerto Rican woman, to liberate. Most of my students are women. It's really important that women know that they have these spaces and they have this right to show up and they have this right to exist. And it really inspired me. Bueno, mi gente, now we're ready to make this sauce. Come and join me and my family, Bomba con Buya.
Wow, Ivelisse. Wow, you are inspirational. I'm Kat Tager, and I have the honor of chairing the wonderful board of directors here at 3 Arts. As if Ivelisse's effervescent performance wasn't next level enough, fasten your seatbelts. I'm here to introduce the Next Level Spare Room Award recipients. Last year was the inauguration of this new award thanks to generous funding from an anonymous donor at the Chicago Community Foundation. In this program, we give 3 unrestricted $50,000 grants to past 3 Arts awardees who are women practicing in the field of visual arts. We hope that doubling investment in these artists will help them dream even bigger than they usually do. Now get ready. We're going to meet the 2021 recipients of the 3 Arts Next Level Spare Room Awards, coming to you from their studios.
I'm definitely at an interesting moment in my practice.
This past year has been an amazing place of growth for me.
I didn't really think of myself as moving from level to level until the question came up. And that was really just a really amazing introspective moment.
All of my work is research-based. Some of my fully thought out shows gives information and then asks questions and asks for action. And I work with young girls who look like what I look like and teach them that their true self is golden and there's nothing else they have to prove to anybody else.
The reason I went for documentary film in general is that I wanted to encounter something that exceeds my own anticipation. Being thrown off of my expectation, but also knowing enough to look for specific answers is what makes all of this really magical for me, always.
I've always been drawn to collective making. You know, me being an immigrant myself and only recently becoming a citizen and working with immigrant communities, predominantly non-citizen immigrants of color, I know systemically I'm not alone. I want this art to be an opportunity where, you know, other people who have this shared experience can come together and experience it and make it with me. To have this award, it's definitely amazing.
Sometimes it's really, really hard. And the next level, I think, is going to give me time to breathe.
It's really amazing because I would have taken risks anyway, but it's nice to know that something is going to hold me somehow while I try out different things.
This is like a moment where I could dream as big as I want, and then I have the support to help me get there.
The way it will shape the project is still kind of like in flux, but there's a sense that I can really run farther that is amazing. And it's amazing at this point in my life, so that next level thing is really feeling accurate to where I am, and that the fact that now I can actually open up and go bigger.
Oh my God, I'm already thinking about the projects, but I'm also thinking about a permanent place to live. This might place me in that next level where I can have that permanent structure that I call my own. There's so many possibilities with this.
I'm in a moment where I can sort of catch my breath. So I've started a bunch of new projects.
I think all the time when you look back at work, you're like, I see what I wanted to do, but maybe I wasn't really there. How I structure and how I create work evolves.
In the last 2-3 projects, something got a little more crisp and the solutions became more precise and accurate for my needs. If I can transmit humanity to the future and to the present, I think then I am accomplishing what I was setting out to do.
I think about collaborations as building coalitions. We really need more of that in the world right now to actually, you know, push back against systemic oppression, right? And that's how we can do it. And so I really do believe in the power of art, that it can really create change, and we got to do it together.
I think that we're all ever evolving and that we're all learning and learning new things if we're wise. Because as you get older, the tendency is to sit down where you are, and that doesn't allow for beauty.
Can you feel the Chicago love in this room? From classrooms to art rooms, practice rooms to green rooms, dark rooms to dining rooms, the love is here tonight in a big way. If you're feeling inspired, and I hope you are, please consider donating tonight. As a reminder, the proceeds of tonight's events are split with Free Street Theater. A big thank you to everyone again, and a special thank you to the awesome 3 Arts Board of Directors and staff for everything you do year-round for artists. And now to send you on your way, here's the phenomenal 3 Arts team.
Wow. Those artists are awesome. So good. Hi.
Oh,
thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
That was good.
Hey, can we just do a wave?